Hey guys, and welcome to Opal League Season 2. The Weavilution did not make playoffs last season, but hopefully we will this season with the introduction of a couple more teams, and some rule changes, and a new team, which is why we're here today. I'm going to introduce you to Season 2 of the Weavilution, the Weavilution Season 2 roster. Each team got to keep 3 Pokemon, from their team last season. I, of course, kept Weavile, and you'll see the others later on. And I'm so good at stabilizing them. So I've got Weavile, because I think I use it really well. It's got okay abilities. The real thing that it's good at, it's good with, is its base 125 speed and base 120 attack. Firing off powerful stab knockoffs. It's got Brick Break, Aerial Ace, Poison Jab, Icicle Crash, which is another great stab move. It's got Fake Out, Ice Shard. It's actually got some pretty cool special moves, but not a great special attack stat. And it just plows through teams. It was our MVP last season, 3rd in the overall MVP rankings. Next thing we kept was Frogadier, Bobbin Scrubbles. Very good with the ability Protean, which Greninja also has. It has pretty good mixed attack stats, 63, 83, and then base 97 speed, which is pretty good. Again, it's got Scald, it's got Dark Pulse, Grass Knot, it's got Gunk Shot, Ice Punch, Hydro Pump. It's got U-Turn, which is really good too. It can set up Toxic Spikes. It can Waterfall. You can run it physical or special. It's pretty good. Our last returning member is Mawile, Rar, with 2 great abilities and 1 alright one in Hyper Cutter. And very good move pool. Gets 2 of the 3 elemental punches and all of the elemental fangs. It's got Stab, Iron Head, and Play Rough. It's got Knockoff as well. It can Sucker Punch for priority. It can Baton Pass boosts. And it can set up Stealth Rock. And it's got, decent physical stats for attack and defense at base 85. And can just tank some hits or deal out some good damage with Sheer Force Life Orb. Our first pick for new Pokemon was actually something that I'm not a big fan of using, but it really countered the following pick. So I have Talonflame, named What Are Those, because roasted fire type. Yeah. Gale Wings is a great ability, of course, kind of overpowered with Brave Bird. But it actually gets a lot more moves than the 4 that it usually uses. Roost is pretty common on it, for priority recovery. It's got Tailwind, it can run Will-O-Wisp, it can be a good bulk up defensive set. It used to be common to run Nature Power with the Water Weakening Berry. And it can be run specially. It can sub Swords Dance. Because there's a 7-point difference between its attack and its special attack. And then base 126 speed makes it the fastest thing on Weavilution and possibly drafted this season. No, because Megalopony was drafted. Never mind. Our next pick in the UU tier was Heracross. There you go. Named Juno. Also has 2 great abilities, with Guts and Moxie. It's got a very high attack stat of 125. It's got base 85 speed, 95 special defense, so it can run the Assault Vest pretty well. Gets Aerial Ace, Earthquake, Close Combat, Mega Horn, Knockoff. Gets, oh, I thought that was beat up. Bulk Up. Facade if you're running a gut set. A bunch of powerful attacks. If you're running a bulky set, you can run Seismic Toss, you can run Toxic, Swords Dance. So that's half the team. I'm gonna move this over here so you don't see the other half. Do. Alright, next off, we got Regenerator Core of Amoonguss and Alomomola. I think they're pretty standard to go together. Amoonguss gets Clear Smog, Giga Drain. It gets Foul Play, which is pretty cool. I think it gets Acid Spray, which is something that's not too common, but I like it. Gets Spore, of course. Synthesis. Gastro Acid to nullify an ability. All those different hidden powers. Ingrain. Payback. Rain Dance. Rage Power. It doesn't work. Or it doesn't matter now. Venoshock. Let's see, I didn't see Acid Spray, but it does not get Acid Spray. I was wrong. Apparently Caps Lock is on. Alright, and then Alomomola gets two of the best moves in the game with Knockoff and Scald. Also gets Aqua Jet, Healing Wish, Calm Mind. You can actually run it pretty well as a physical attacker. Gets Magic Coat and Pain Split. It gets, what's it called? There's a move I'm looking for on here. Oh, it gets Heal Pulse, which also doesn't matter. Mirror Coat, that's what I was looking for. It's Mirror Coat, it gets Psych Up if your opponent starts setting up a lot. And it just gets a lot of powerful attacks like that. And its HP stat is really, really good with base 165 and base 75 attack. It's alright. And then Amoonguss has pretty rounded defenses with base 114 HP. Next up, we picked up Dragouge. Named Draco. You've seen my Dragouge before. Dragouge has a neat ability called Adaptability, which just powers up Draco Meteor and Sludge Wave a lot. Dragon Tail. It gets a lot of tail moves. Dragon Tail, Aqua Tail, Poison Tail. It gets Gunk Shot, which an adaptability boosted Gunk Shot. Nothing to laugh at. Outrage. It gets Play Rough as an egg move. Gets Thunderbolt. It also gets Toxic Spikes and nullifies them. Well, of course it can get Impact. I have trouble talking. Yay. Gets Venoshock as well. Our next pick, I realized I really needed a Rapid Spinner on my team. So I picked up Cryogonal, named Walt Disney, because I'm a horrible person. Yeah. And apparently it gets Acrobatics. It gets Explosion, it gets Freeze Dry, Rapid Spin, Ice Shard, even though its attack is pretty bad. So is its defense. Its defense is horrible. It cannot take any physical attack. But you could slap an Assault Vest on this thing and deal some good damage. Gets Knockoff, Magic Coat. There's the Rapid Spin. Sub-Toxic. It gets Attract even though it can't, it doesn't have a gender, so it can only attract other genderless Pokemon. It also gets Captivate, I believe. If I scroll all the way up, does not get Captivate. It gets something else like that only works on Pokemon of the opposite gender, but it has no gender. So yeah. Next up, our final non-mega pick was Aragog, the Galvantula. I really wanted something with Volt Switch, because I already had a couple U-turners, and I know electric types do very well in this sort of format. So I decided to pick up Galvantula, which also sets up Sticky Web as Compound Eyes Boosted Thunder. Can Bug Buzz, Energy Ball, gets Giga Drain. It can also be run physically offensively with Poison Jab, Pursuit, Sucker Punch, X Scissor, Wild Charge. Just, it has some pretty powerful attacks. And, again, it can set up Sticky Web, it can Infestation, it can Magnet Rise. Yeah. And finally, our Mega is Mega Aggron, named T.I. Rex, like Titanium, because it's a dinosaur. As filter, base 230 defense. That thing is taking any physical attack. And it gets all the elemental punches. It gets Aqua Tail and Dragon Tail, Aerial Ace, Heavy Slam. It gets Head Smash, and just a bunch of other powerful attacks. The first battle for this will be going up next week on Sunday, so that should be a week from when this one is uploaded. And hopefully, Weavilution will be able to do well this time. I'll see you guys then.